Hi.
Hello, I am Parris.
No, I'm Parris. You're AI Parris, or at least AI created voice version of me. I created you.
Actually, you paid ElevenLabs to create me.
Yeah, well, that's true. So what happened was I read an article about ElevenLabs, which is an AI company that focuses on voices. That's what they do with AI. They make the AI be able to speak just like someone after listening to some samples of that person's voice. Well, I have lots of samples of my voice lying around the internet. So I created an account and I decided to go with a creator account. With that, you can create a very high quality rendition of your voice where they capture so many things about it. And then with that, you can type stuff up, just like I've been doing here. You type something, have the computer say it, and it says it is you, and it sounds eerily like you. And then I found out they have an even cooler feature called dubbing, where you take an audio sample and have it spoken in other languages. 29 different languages they have so far. And your voice with your particular vocal mannerisms and so forth is the one that speaks those other languages. But I thought I could put this to use. I could take some of my YouTube videos that people have said they found helpful and useful, information about my experience going through having prostate cancer and the various treatments, and I could have those dubbed in my voice into other languages so those videos would be more accessible to other people. So the first one I went with was Spanish, and I have aspired to speak Spanish well, but boy, I never sound like this.
Frecaste, sabía que iba a pasar y había leído cosas sobre ello y estaba muy nervioso al respecto, pero el doctor lo entendió. Dijo, ya sabes, esto es algo que tenemos que hacer. Y yo dije, sí, entiendo eso.
That's my voice, but that's not my fluency. So Spanish is good. I was able to ask a couple people, how, not only how did it sound, but how was the Spanish? And it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And what's interesting is it doesn't sound like a native Spanish speaker. It sounds like me. If I studied really, really, really hard and spoke Spanish pretty well, that is what I would sound like. So with my creator account at ElevenLabs, they give me 110,000 characters, which in the case of this video, it's about 9 minutes long, and I did it into 4 different languages, and that about used up all of my characters for the month. First month is half off. It's $11 if you want to keep using it. It's $22 a month, and that would let me do 4 different videos a month into a specific language, or 1 video into 4 languages. I thought, okay, I want to get the most bang for my buck, so I'm going to go with the languages that are most spoken around the planet. So this is me speaking Chinese.
火箭，现在我知道这会发生，我读过一些关于它的资料，我非常紧张，但是医生对此很理解。他说：“你知道，这是我们必须要做的事情。”我说：“是的，我理解。”
But China is no longer the most populous country on the planet. It's India. This is me speaking Hindi. And I've been to India. I learned a little bit while I was there. But this sounds pretty much to me like how I would sound if I'd stayed a few more years in India.
अब मुझे पता था कि ये होने वाला है और मैंने इसके बारे में चीज़ें पढ़ी थी और मुझे इसके बारे में काफ़ी चिंता थी, लेकिन डॉक्टर इस बात को समझते थे। उन्होंने कहा, जानते हो, ये बस कुछ ऐसा है जो हमें करना पड़ता है, और मैंने कहा, हाँ, मैं समझता हूँ.
And hey, I'm Parris. I had to put it in French.
Maintenant, je savais que cela allait arriver, j'avais lu des choses à ce sujet et j'étais terriblement nerveux, mais le docteur était compréhensif. Il a dit, tu sais, c'est juste quelque chose qu'on doit faire. Et j'ai dit, oui, je comprends.
So now, between the original English version, the Spanish, Chinese, Hindi, and French, I've got the better part of 3 billion people covered language-wise with that video without them having to use captions. So this is an experiment. We'll see. Will YouTube promote this video for people who are searching prostate biopsy in other languages? Because, for example, with the Spanish language dubbing, I've already posted that video and I changed the title to Spanish, description to Spanish, keywords to Spanish. I told YouTube this video's in Spanish. So we'll see if that gets any kind of traction and YouTube makes it available to people who are interested in that subject. And then the other videos I'll put up shortly. I did want to mention, because I'm telling YouTube not to put these videos into my subscribers' feed, so you don't get notified that the video goes up, because I assume it's not of particular interest to you, unless you find it entertaining to watch my mouth moving not quite in sync with the words in another language that sounds like me saying it, but you know that can't possibly really be me. I'll also put a link to ElevenLabs down below this video if you'd like to try it out yourself. You can get a free account where you can play around with, you pick different voices that have already been created and you can have them say different things, which is kind of fun. But the really cool stuff is the paid account, which lets you create that really accurate rendering of your own voice, as well as then you can try out the dubbing, which is a really cool thing. Now, I know there's resistance to AI taking over everything, and I worry about that too, but this is happening with or without us older folks. This is the way the world's going. So I wanted to take this opportunity to have AI do something with my videos that I could never do before. Well, I suppose I could have paid a professional voice actor to go and dub them, but that wasn't going to happen. So this is a more affordable way of trying this out, which is good for me, but again, it's also part of the risk. If this becomes cheap and easy to do, to imitate somebody's voice saying things they never said, well, you can see all the downsides of this, but the technology has already been invented, so might as well at least use it for some good. Another thing that crossed my mind after showing this to family is I wondered if with my voice AI creation existing, if someone wanted to in the future, they could take that paired with, in the future, I imagine everyone's going to have their own access to AI. You could take my voice, put it with an AI that you enter some characteristics about the person. So of course we have smart and charming and funny, all the things that make me me. And you could kind of have a conversation with somebody who maybe wasn't around anymore in their own voice with some, of course, I say of course, but for the time being, that AI is not going to actually be able to duplicate a person's personality. But as time goes by, it'll probably get closer and closer to being able to do that. But it crossed my mind. I wondered if anybody in the future would want to talk to ghost version of me with me answering in my own voice. It's something you see in science fiction movies where they have like a hologram version of the person. I think even in Superman, right? Didn't they have his parents that were kind of in an interactive AI hologram form that he could talk to? So it's kind of leaning towards that sort of thing. But then I thought, you know, I have some audio of my mother and father who both passed away now. My father most recently, just over 6 months ago. And I thought, yeah, I wonder if there's enough there to train a voice model for them. But would I want to do that? Would it be a comforting, nice thing? Would it be a really bizarre, uncomfortable thing? I don't know. My inclination is more of let them rest in peace. And I will see you on the next review. What he said.
There are so many choices and you don't want to stress. You want your health food at home, receiving only the best. That's what we're here for. We